Claude deserves his own movie! This big and beautiful bastard is the only thing that I was ever looking forward to when going to see the film, but I was ultimately disappointed when discovering his lack of presence in the entire film. A lot of people are now asking for the extended JJ cut that gives us all the other scenes that Claude was supposed to be in, but honestly, I'm glad we never got it. Think about it. Disney Star Wars has been the true rat that has plagued many beloved character stories and concepts. Why would we want more scenes for our Claude when all it would do is ruin any amount of goodness we received? Take his famous scene in the beginning where Poe tells him to fix something on the Millennium Falcon. We don't know how he fixes it considering he has no arms, but the concept of it does intrigue us. If the extended cut revealed how he did fix it, that scene would now be forever ruined thanks to the masters of murder. Not only does Claude deserve better, but this movie never had to be written this way to end the saga. So now to the many depressed fans and to the broken down company that can't sell any of their thousands of Rose Ticos, I now pitch my own version and remaking and rewriting of the Rise of Skywalker, which contains a much better protagonist and a much better ending. So first off, the subtitle is now The Rise of Claude. I don't know what the crawl is going to say, but we can change that later. Because Ryan decided to state that every ship in the First Order has a light speed tracker, I'm using this to my advantage. So Kylo's Star Destroyer basically catches up to the Millennium Falcon and then blows it up. I know, it is tragic. Chewbacca is dead, and that's sad. Leia is dead, but she wasn't really used well in this last movie, so it's better that she goes now. And then we lose some other characters, sure, but look, I want to make Kylo Ren really hated by killing all the Resistance members at this point. And it's the only way to make my narrative work. So on Endor, Claude is just chilling because he lived there his whole life. Ghost Luke shows up and it's like, I fucked up big time. Claude finds out that the Resistance is dead, including Chewie. Claude is friends with Chewie, so he's angered by this and says, "Baka baka," which means that he will avenge the fallen and defeat the First Order. I will train you to become a Jedi Master. I would train some Ewoks too, but because of the great Ewok parish, I can't. Which is my excuse to why no Ewoks join Claude on his quest. Why? Because they are all fucking dead, that's why. So over some time, Claude is learning the ways of the Force, and using the Force, despite not having arms, he is able to wield Luke's green lightsaber, which he left on Endor because he forgot it or some shit. And he is able to weld and build his own ship off the planet because after all, he is a skilled mechanic. After his training and his ship is finally built, Luke says, "The fate of our galaxy is in your hands for some reason. I would come help, but I will be no use since I am only a ghost. Lightning I can summon. Yoda, don't remind me." Claude then says, "Baka baka," which means thank you and goodbye. And so Claude blasts off in search of Kylo's ship. He will travel to many planets on his search, solving many small problems involving the First Order, while also meeting some old friends and new friends, and even a Babu. At some point he'll go, "Ah!" So you get the famous Claude scream. Till eventually he is able to get on board Kylo's Star Destroyer. But before he was checked, he was able to disguise himself as a stormtrooper with one of their helmets he had at some point. Now no one will suspect a thing. He makes his way to Kylo, who is like, "I know you were coming, but I didn't care because I'm cool like that. But before you could face me, you have to face my Knights of Ren." Oh shit, it's the Knights of Ren, and they have lightsabers because why the hell would they not? Claude will have some difficulties against them, but because of his wit and his training, let me state that clearly, training, he is able to defeat all 6 of them. Kylo says, "Oh, you're pretty good, but I killed everyone, so I'm gonna kill you too." The true voice of a badass. Claude and Kylo have this intense one-on-one battle where they are doing flips and shit. And really the only thoughtful thing behind it is, will this angry child we've been with for 3 movies be defeated by this big, fat slug? Kylo was also realizing this when he is starting to lose. And so, like the little Hitler inside him, he kills himself before Claude could react to it. What a villain. Claude could only say, "Baka baka," which means I have avenged the fallen and defeated you, Kylo Ren. And with no time to waste, he gets out of the Star Destroyer with little to no energy left. People around the galaxy get word of the Supreme Leader's death, and they start to develop the courage and decide to rebel against the First Order. Since Hux will be a terrible leader for the First Order now that he is stupid, they will soon diminish and the good guys will rule the galaxy yet again. All thanks to our hero. Also, Claude gets a hug at some point, because why wouldn't Claude get a hug? The final scene is back on Endor, where Claude is by the campfire enjoying his own victory. But he doesn't have to enjoy it alone, because by the campfire are the ghosts of Luke, Leia, and Han. Now, yes, I know it doesn't make sense, but listen, my movie will break logic for the sake of what fans always wanted, while Rise of Skywalker will break logic for the sake of nobody. And why not? Chewbacca can be there too, since Han is also there. And thus ends the rise of Claude. Now, you may have noticed that I just gotten rid of about 40 arcs in the sequel trilogy just so I could push my own narrative. But in fairness, Ryan did too, and also in fairness, I don't really care. At this point, I'm hoping that Lucasfilms is so desperate they'll take any script, including mine of course, and use it to make a new movie so this deal wasn't just a waste. Kathleen, if you're watching this video, we can discuss further on what we can do to my new rewritten version of Episode 9. I'll be waiting for my check in the mail, and thank goodness for Claude. Bye.